Imagine this. A sharp accusation pierces the air. Someone questions your character, your intentions, your very worth. In that fleeting moment, the instinct rises to defend, to explain, to set the record straight. That's not what I meant. You say, you've misunderstood me entirely. It feels right. Honorable even. But in the wisdom of the Stoics, this is the precise instant where you surrender your power. For as Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Defending yourself doesn't elevate you. It chains you to the opinions of others. And in the realm of inner strength, perception isn't reality. Your response is the Stoics' Marcus Aurelius. Seneca. Epictetus understood a profound truth long before the chaos of modern life amplified it. When you rush to defend, you admit that external judgments hold sway over your soul. You become a slave to the crowd, reacting instead of ruling your own mind. But the wise man, the Stoic, stands unmoved. He knows that true power lies not in convincing others, but in mastering himself. Let the accusation hang in the silence. Let it reveal the accuser's turmoil, not yours. For in that quiet resolve, you flip the dynamic not through cunning, but through unyielding virtue. Let's clarify this eternal principle. Defending yourself seldom changes minds. It only shifts the balance away from your inner citadel. You're now playing in their arena, accepting their rules, their framing of the narrative. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Marcus Aurelius reminded us in his Meditations. Realize this, and you'll find true freedom. Even if your words are true, the act of justification paints you as defensive, as if you need validation from the very source that's attacking you. The Stoic doesn't engage. He observes. He allows the storm to rage outside while his inner world remains serene. Why do we defend? It's born from a desire to be understood, to mend the perceived wound to our ego. But Stoicism teaches that this craving is a weakness, a distraction from what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses. Seeking understanding from others is like chasing the wind, futile and exhausting. Instead, embrace indifference to external praise or blame. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Let the accusation dissolve in the vastness of your composure. Turn it inward. What can I learn from this? How does this test my virtue? In doing so, you don't just maintain power, you cultivate it, forging a resilience that withstands any external assault. Consider the powerful figures throughout history who embodied this Stoic grace. Not the tyrants or manipulators, but the philosophers and leaders like Cato the Younger, who faced slander with Stoic silence, or Marcus Aurelius himself, emperor amid betrayals, yet never stooping to defend his honor publicly. Their silence wasn't weakness, it was armor. When attacked, they didn't flinch. They let the words echo back to the speaker, forcing self-doubt. If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it, Aurelius advised. But more importantly, don't waste breath proving it to those unwilling to see. These icons remind us that true legacy is built on inner fortitude, not verbal victories. In everyday life, this principle transforms you. Picture a heated conversation. A colleague undermines your idea in a meeting, calling it reckless or ill-conceived. The average person leaps in explaining, justifying, proving their point with facts and fervor. But the Stoic pauses. He breathes. He remembers Epictetus. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. In that pause, the room shifts. Eyes turn not to you, but to the accuser. Why the aggression? Is there insecurity lurking? Your silence speaks volumes. This doesn't touch me. I'm focused on virtue, not victory in petty debates. Over time, this practice builds trust. As others see your consistency in action, go deeper into the psychology the Stoics mastered. Humans crave reaction. It's validation for their words. Denu. It. And you unsettle them. They begin to question. Was I too harsh? Do they know something I don't? This isn't manipulation, it's natural consequence. Stoicism isn't about outwitting others. It's about outlasting your own impulses. When you don't defend, you preserve your energy for what matters: personal growth, rational thought, moral action. The accuser, left to their own devices, often overextends, revealing their lack of control. And in that revelation, your quiet strength shines brighter, inspiring those around you to seek similar equilibrium. Now, apply this to personal relationships, where emotions run hottest. Your partner accuses you of neglect. You don't care anymore. Panic sets in for most. They rush to reassure, to list proofs of affection. But the Stoic holds steady. He reflects. Is this true? If not, why let it dictate my peace? Respond calmly. If at all, I see things differently. Noi laborate defens, nu emotional torrent. Let the words hang, allowing space for reflection on both sides. Seneca urge. Hang on to your youthful enthusiasms. You'll be able to use them better when you're older. But more crucially, guard your tranquility against unfounded claims, turning potential conflicts into moments of mutual growth. In the digital age, accusations fly faster: tweets, comments, viral call-outs. The temptation to clap back is immense. Yet Stoicism offers a shield: indifference. Don't engage the troll. Don't feed the fire. As Epictetus said, other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations. Scroll past. Or, if responding, do so with brevity that redirects. Your perspective is noted. Watch as the attacker spirals, posting more, seeking the reaction you withhold. Their desperation becomes evident, while your poise elevates you in observers' eyes, often turning public opinion in your favor without a word. But Stoicism goes beyond mere silence. It's active wisdom. Instead of defending, reframe inwardly. Turn the accusation into fuel for self-examination. Arrogant. Ask. Am I practicing humility? Manipulative. Reflect. Are my actions aligned with justice? This internal dialogue strengthens your character, turning attacks into opportunities. Marcus Aurelius journaled nightly, not to defend against critics, but to align with virtue. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. By not defending externally, you defend your soul's integrity where it counts, creating a cycle of continuous self-improvement that radiates outward. Let's explore advanced Stoic tactics. First, the power of amor, fatey love of fate. Accept the accusation as part of life's indifference, neither good nor bad, but a chance to practice resilience. Second, premeditatio malorum. Anticipate criticisms in advance. Visualize being slandered and rehearse your non-reaction. This mental training makes real encounters effortless. Third, the dichotomy of control. Opinions are not yours to command, only your judgments. By releasing the need to correct others, you free yourself from endless cycles of debate, redirecting that energy toward pursuits that align with wisdom and temperance. In social settings, this flips power dynamically. At a dinner party, someone jabs. You're always so detached. Like you're better than us. Smile inwardly. Hold your gaze steady. Respond, if needed. I value peace over performance. Nor defense. Just a statement of principle. The group notices your calm amid their discomfort. Suddenly, the jabber looks petty, reactive. Stoics like Seneca faced exile and death threats without pleading innocence publicly. Their legacy, not as victims, but as paragons of fortitude, whose stories continue to inspire generations to prioritize inner peace over social validation. Delve into business applications. A rival questions your strategy. This seems half-baked. Instead of detailing your rationale, lean back. Inquire. What alternative do you propose? Now, the spotlight shifts. They must justify, while you remain the steady force. Epictetus, once a slave, rose through philosophy by focusing on internals. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. In negotiations, your undefended poise signals confidence, deterring further attacks and often leading to more collaborative outcomes as others respect your unflappable demeanor. Romantic entanglements demand even greater stoic discipline. Accusations of selfishness or coldness sting deeply. Yet, defend not with words, but actions consistent with virtue. If true care exists, it shows without explanation. Seneca to Lucilius. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. If the relationship drags you into constant justification, question its value. By not defending, you invite mutual reflection, fostering deeper bonds or revealing incompatibilities early, ultimately leading to healthier, more authentic connections built on shared virtue. The coldest Stoic move, strategic disappearance, not ghosting out of spite, but withdrawing to preserve tranquility. Ignore the bait. Let absence amplify your independence. The accuser grapples with their own echo, often leading to self-correction. This isn't avoidance, it's prioritization. Marcus Aurelius ignored court intrigues, focusing on empire and self. His silence on personal slights made him legendary, demonstrating how detachment can preserve mental clarity for greater responsibilities. Elevate further. Invert the accusation through Stoic reframing, called arrogant. Respond. Confidence in virtue can appear that way to those unsettled. Selfish. Prioritizing inner peace benefits all around me. These aren't counters. They're invitations to introspection. Epictetus. When someone treats you ill, remember that he does this because he thinks it is right for him. Pity. Don't combat. This turns potential conflict into philosophical dialogue or silence if they persist, often diffusing tension and encouraging the accuser to examine their own motives. Society push. Defense. Protect your reputation. Clear your name. But Stoics saw the trap. Reputation is external, fleeting. Your reputation is in the hands of others. Epictetus noted, that's none of your concern. Chase virtue instead. By not defending, you build a reputation of resilience, not fragility. Critics fade. Admirers emerge, drawn to your unshakable core, creating a network of like-minded individuals who value depth over superficial approval. Misunderstanding isn't peril. Predictability is. The defended man is readable, manipulable. The Stoic, calmly enigmatic, inspires caution. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Machiavelli said, but Stoics amend, better to be respected for virtue than feared for cunning. Confusion breeds respect when backed by consistent action. As others ponder the depth behind your reserve and approach with greater thoughtfulness. Crush the myth. You don't need spotless reputation to thrive. A strong one suffices own, forged in trials, unmarred by reactive defenses. The undefended Stoic isn't liked by all, but challenged by few. His aura deters casual assaults, as others sense the futility, often leading them to self-reflect before engaging. The evolution, from silence to presence, not emotionless, but undisturbed. Train this. Journal accusations without response. Meditate on indifference. Practice daily non-reaction to minor slights. Soon, your existence defends itself. People whisper, "He doesn't even blink," must be grounded in something profound, fostering an organic respect that no explanation could achieve. Observe the undefended in history and life. Leaders like Abraham Lincoln, who endured relentless vitriol during the Civil War, chose to respond not with heated words or justifications, but through decisive actions and policies that spoke louder than any defense. His restraint in the face of personal attacks from political rivals to the press didn't diminish his stature, it amplified it, turning him into a symbol of enduring wisdom. Silence, in such cases, breeds myth. Where explanations are absent, strength is assumed. Humans naturally fill those voids with awe and respect, projecting onto the silent figure a depth that words could never convey. Think of how Lincoln's composure inspired loyalty among his supporters, who saw in his non-reaction a man too focused on greater causes to be distracted by petty barbs, ultimately uniting a nation through example rather than argument. Here's the profound paradox at the heart of Stoic wisdom. Defending yourself often isolates you, as it signals desperation and draws all eyes to your vulnerability. But silence, when wielded with purpose, rallies allies without a single plea. When you remain unfazed, others step in naturally. That was unfair. He's clearly above this nonsense. They become your advocates, defending your honor because your composure invites their protection. This is leverage earned without request, elevating you not just to respect, but to a position of quiet authority where the crowd senses your inner fortitude and aligns with it instinctively, creating a ripple effect of positive influence in your community. Building this Stoic resilience doesn't happen overnight. It requires gradual cultivation, like tending a garden of the soul. Start by ignoring minor provocations, those everyday slights that tempt a quick retort. Respond instead with serenity, letting the moment pass like a cloud. Employ simple closes to end exchanges gracefully. Noted, acknowledging without engaging. As you wish, granting freedom without concession. Time reveals truth, invoking patience as your ally. Master your posture as well. Stand still, yet open, unflinching in gaze, radiating calm. In becoming unprovocable, you transform into the unreadable, a mirror that reflects back the instability of your accusers, forcing them to confront their own chaos while you remain anchored in virtue, gradually building a reputation that precedes you. This leads to the Stoic pinnacle, not being the one who attacks first, but reaching a state where you never need to attack at all. Attacks cease, not because you've vanquished every foe, but because your presence preempts. Others hesitate, sensing the futility of challenging someone so self-possessed. Strength may flinch under pressure, reacting with force or emotion, but true immunity ignores the assault altogether, treating it as indifferent. You win not by engaging in the trial, but by transcending it entirely, rising above the fray to a realm where virtue alone defines your path, inspiring others to aspire to similar heights. Move beyond mere defense into the art of self-definition. You shape your image not through endless explanations or rebuttals, but through unwavering virtue that speaks for itself. Certainty radiates from your core, quieting enemies who find their words falling flat against your resolve. Your name carries weight, not from battles won, but from the power of deliberate inaction, a testament to the Stoic truth that true influence stems from inner mastery, not external validation, allowing you to navigate life with a profound sense of purpose. When it comes to speaking, the Stoic chooses words only to empower, not to react. Each utterance becomes a deliberate act, a strategic move that advances wisdom or virtue, rather than a knee-jerk response to provocation. In this way, you command respect effortlessly, as others recognize in your measured speech a mind unswayed by fleeting emotions, often leading them to seek your counsel in their own moments of turmoil. Consider family feuds, where accusations cut deepest. You're distant, uninvolved. The instinct is to defend with lists of sacrifices or explanations of intent, but the Stoic refrains, showing presence instead in moments that truly matter through consistent actions of care and support. Stoicism heals not through argument, but through living example, demonstrating that distance can be a form of thoughtful boundaries, fostering healthier dynamics over time, and mending relationships from a place of genuine strength rather than reactive emotion. In creative pursuits, where critics abound and rejection is commonplace, writers, artists, and innovators face barrages without end. They might be called derivative, untalented, or irrelevant. Rather than justifying their vision, let the work speak. Refine it inwardly through self-reflection. As Seneca wisely stated, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By not engaging detractors, you channel energy into creation, emerging stronger and more authentic, with your output standing as a testament to perseverance that inspires fellow creators. Even global leaders apply this principle today. Amid scandals or public outcries, some explain endlessly in press conferences or social media threads, only to erode trust further as their defenses appear contrived. Stoic-like figures, however, weather the storms silently, focusing on governance or reform. Think of modern examples like certain diplomats or CEOs who, facing backlash, respond with policy changes rather than verbal sparring, emerging not weakened but fortified in public perception, their actions proving integrity far more convincingly than words ever could. Arm yourself with 3 essential Stoic tools for these moments. First, silence. It exposes the accuser's motives, allowing their words to unravel without your intervention. Second, reflection. Turn the criticism inward for personal growth, asking how it aligns with your pursuit of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Third, brevity. Deliver short, profound truths, like "I control my response, not yours," which assert your status through virtue rather than confrontation, closing the door on further debate while upholding your dignity and inviting deeper contemplation from all involved. Watch as your enemies unravel without a single input from you. Their escalation, more accusations, louder claims, frantic attempts to provokingly exposes their flaws, their glaring lack of self-control, and the underlying insecurities driving their behavior. Meanwhile, you rise by default, your composure highlighting the stark contrast between their chaos and your calm, drawing others to your side, not through persuasion, but through the magnetic pull of demonstrated virtue. This natural unfolding reveals the beauty of Stoic detachment. It transforms adversaries into unwitting teachers, their downfall a mirror for your growth, while your steadfastness fosters alliances built on admiration and shared values. Being misunderstood, embrace it fully. For predictability renders you vulnerable to manipulation, making your actions easy to anticipate and counter, but a life of calm confusion, backed by consistent virtue and rational living, commands the field others approach with caution, respecting the enigma of a soul aligned with reason, pondering what depths lie beneath your serene surface. This embrace turns potential weakness into strength. As Epictetus reminds us, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. In misunderstanding, find freedom to live authentically, unburdened by the need to conform. On reputation, prioritize a strong one over a merely good one, for superficial goodness crumbles under scrutiny, while strength endures. Being feared casually holds no appeal in Stoicism. Instead, earn deep respect through actions that exemplify courage, wisdom, and justice. Silence makes your potential moves imagined as potent, deterring challenges before they arise. As observers, attribute to you a profound strategy born of inner peace. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. But do so with all your heart." A strong reputation, thus, becomes a byproduct of virtuous living, shielding you organically. Cultivate your aura, a composed presence that evaporates attacks before they land, rendering them harmless against your fortified mind. Unbothered by design, this power becomes effortless, a natural extension of daily Stoic practice. Morning reflections, evening reviews, constant alignment with nature's reason. Over time, this aura permeates every interaction, turning you into a beacon of stability in an unstable world, where others seek your company not for entertainment, but for the quiet inspiration it provides. Look to undefended icons, philosophers like Socrates, who faced death without defending against false charges of corrupting the youth, choosing instead to question his accusers and uphold truth through dialogue. Or activists like Gandhi, whose non-violent restraint in the face of colonial oppression earned global respect. His silence, amid provocation, amplifying his message of peace. Their myth arises from mystery, from refusing to fill the silence with excuses or justifications, allowing history to interpret their actions as heroic. In Socrates' trial, as detailed in Plato's Apology, he declared, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Such figures teach us that undefended virtue creates legends, inspiring movements long after their time. Ultimately, control perception, not through force or deception, but through virtue even amid falsehoods that swirl like tempests. Live so truthfully, with every action rooted in Stoic principles, that lies cannot stick. They slide off the armor of your character, which rewrites the narrative on its own terms. Seneca advised, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." By embodying this, you shift how the world sees you. From victim of rumor to exemplar of integrity, allies will emerge organically from this approach, without any orchestration on your part. The crowd, sensing the injustice in unprovoked attacks, shields you. Without solicitation, friends, colleagues, even strangers step forward to counter the narrative, turning collective opinion in your favor through their voluntary defense. This phenomenon underscores Stoic interconnectedness. As Marcus Aurelius noted, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids." Your silence invites this cooperation, building a support network grounded in genuine respect rather than obligation. Build your inner fortress stone by stone through restraint, layer by layer of disciplined choices. Start small. Ignore trivial slights at work or online. Those minor jabs that once would spark a response gradually grow to embody stoicism in all trials, from personal betrayals to professional setbacks, creating an impenetrable barrier of wisdom that no external force can breach. This construction is a lifelong endeavor. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Each ignored provocation adds a stone, fortifying your soul against future storms. Dismantle aggressive energy with calm confusion. Your serene response, perhaps a gentle nod or thoughtful pause, disarms the aggressor, leaving them floundering in their own emotional turbulence. Questioning their approach as the room witnesses the imbalance. This tactic, rooted in Stoic equanimity, neutralizes conflict without engagement, preserving your energy and often leading the accuser towards self-awareness, transforming a potential enemy into a reflective individual. Use closers to end debates decisively, such as "I appreciate your view," or "Let's see what unfolds," preserving energy for meaningful pursuits and reinforcing your boundary of tranquility. These phrases, delivered with poise, signal closure without rudeness, allowing you to redirect focus to virtuous actions, much like Seneca's letters that concluded discussions with grace, emphasizing progress over prolongation. Master body language as your silent armor. The stillness of posture, the steadiness of gazithis, convey more strength than any spoken defense, communicating unshakable confidence that deters further probes. In meetings or confrontations, this non-verbal mastery, inspired by Aurelius's imperial demeanor, speaks of inner sovereignty, often resolving tensions before words are needed. Become unpredictable through unreadability, not erratic or impulsive, but profoundly composed. Your responses are lack thereof, making others hesitant to probe further, as they cannot anticipate your thoughts. This unreadability, a hallmark of Stoic mystery, fosters respect, echoing Epictetus. Appearances to the mind are of four kinds. Things either are what they appear to be, or they neither are, nor appear to be, or they are, and do not appear to be, or they are not, and yet appear to be. The truly dangerous figure is not the aggressive attacker who expends energy in fury, but the one who never needs to strike the Stoic, whose presence alone maintains harmony, diffusing potential conflicts through sheer equilibrium. This subtle power, as seen in historical sages, commands environments without force, creating spaces of peace where others thrive. Choose immunity over mere strength. While strength reacts and expends itself in battles, immunity absorbs nothing, remaining whole and focused on higher pursuits. This Stoic immunity, cultivated through indifference to externals, allows you to navigate life unscarred. As Seneca reflected, the mind that is anxious about future events is miserable. Transcend trials by viewing them as indifference, mere opportunities to practice virtue rather than battles to win or lose. Each accusation becomes a training ground for wisdom, turning adversity into advantage. Aligning with Aurelius's mantra, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Define yourself through inner standards, not external approvals or criticisms, crafting a life of authenticity and purpose that resonates with your core values. This self-definition liberates you from societal chains, enabling an existence where virtue guides every step, inspiring personal fulfillment beyond measure. Command through certainty. Your unwavering alignment with Stoic principles in thought, word, and deed inspires awe and loyalty in those around you, drawing followers not through charisma, but through the undeniable pull of rational living. When you speak, let it be as a calculated move toward greater good, not a reflexive counter to provocation, ensuring every word advances harmony or truth. Much like the deliberate discourses of ancient philosophers, in the end, embrace your uncontrollable essence, a soul governed by reason alone, free from the chains of defense, radiating the timeless power of Stoicism. This is not just survival, it's thriving in a world of noise, where your silence becomes the loudest statement of strength, echoing through generations as a beacon of enlightened living.